Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GameSpot studios where we're live and on the spot. Because we're live, we're taking your questions. We've got you on Twitter. Tweet us at GameSpot. We've also got, I'm in the chat room right here. I got this computer. Taking your questions on our first live demo of the day, and that is Cave Story 3D. Joining me here on set is Jack Nida, producer for Cave Story 3D. Jack, welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're really glad to have you guys here. We're excited to have a 3DS demo because, you know, new system, like, you know, the first wave of games was out, but now we're looking at seeing what's coming next. Cave Story 3D is one of the ones people are looking forward to.
Yeah, we have Cave Story 3D. It's in development right now. Again, he said it's for the Nintendo 3DS system. The game is basically what it is a reincarnation of the original Cave Story developed by Daisuke Amaya, and it was for the PC. And what we did was we took that original 2D sprite side-scrolling action game into a completely 3D environment. It has the same charm, the action side-scrolling game system itself, but we completely render into a new style.
Very cool, and as you can see, as you got a glimpse there, the 3D, you know, obviously we're watching this in 2D because 3D doesn't go so well over the internet browser, but you can already sort of tell there's going to be depth to these backgrounds into these areas that you're traveling through. Now, so tell us about Mimiga Village. Is that where we're at right now?
Yeah, this is Mimiga Village right here. It's pretty much like the headquarters of the game. Much of the character interaction and the story takes place in this village here, and it's, as you can see, it's completely in this new 3D environment. A lot of the lighting, the shading, things like that, it's been all newly incorporated into the game. And we'll take it into the actual, what do you call it, battle stages here, so we can show you some of the actions. Okay, cool. And so now for those who, you know, Cave Story has had multiple incarnations over the years, as you said, PC, WiiWare, DSiWare. What, for folks who are unfamiliar with Cave Story, what's the background here? Give us a setting. Okay, the story takes place, obviously it's inside this cave, and what it is, the main character doesn't have any of his past memory. He's got amnesia, he wakes up, he's in this cave, doesn't know what's going on, but finds out that there's this group of creatures called Mimiga, and they're basically being hunted down by this evil doctor, and he's trying to go out and stop this guy from like destroying the town and villages and taking away these Mimiga creatures.
Okay. And so to do that, he apparently has some sort of beam attack?
A beam, yeah. It's called the Polar Star. It's a like a shooting machine gun-like weapon here. And what happens is basically you acquire new weapons throughout the game, and this is one of the early weapons you have here. And it's pretty simple, side-scrolling action. You run through and shoot away the enemies, and when you destroy the enemies, these small little crystals will appear. So what happens is you pick those up, and if you pick enough of those crystals up, you could level up the weapons. And there's going to be also like rocket launchers and like various other weapons inside the game, and they're all level upable or customizable. So like throughout the game, you're going to be able to like
get more and more powerful.
Exactly.
Very cool. And so you choose which ones you want. You know, like if you are partial to the Polar Star, you can put your resources into that and develop that.
Exactly. And then switching through the weapons is really easy. Press L and R, and like he just did right there, he's shooting these fireball weapons, and each weapon has like different effects and abilities, so like you might want to like cycle through the weapons depending on the enemies you are fighting.
Okay, we've actually got a question coming in from the chat room from C-Rake, mentioning that there were extra modes in the WiiWare version, and wondering are those going to be included on the 3DS version?
Yes, there's extra modes that was originally on the WiiWare and DSiWare, and are being incorporated into the game, and there's also a few extra secret things that we're trying to like put into the game right now. So we can't like announce that just yet, but
otherwise they wouldn't be secret.
Exactly. But you could expect a lot of the stuff that's that was originally in there in this 3DS incarnation.
Great. Now, folks, just one note: if you're looking at the game here and you notice a little bit of shaking, that is not the game itself shaking. That's our setup that we have. It's pretty comical back here. We've got like a racing chair with the 3DS mounted on there, and the camera shooting over the demoer's head. So we're going to these painstaking lengths to bring you footage of this game. So bear with us. It's going to be a little shaky, but the game looks sharp, and hopefully you're getting a good experience checking it out. And as always, we're taking your questions in the chat room and on Twitter. So keep them coming. Now, Jack, Cave Story, you were mentioning you travel through and you get new weapons. Are there any other sort of abilities or skills that you learn along the way as well?
Not necessarily skills, but like various other items, like say like a jetpack that you could you'll be able to fly around, and again, like we said, like there's going to be various types of weapons that's completely different from each other, like effects and attack levels and things like that. So you won't necessarily learn skills, but you will acquire new items throughout the game.
And new tools for your adventure.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I remember, I have a bunch of friends who have always urged me to, get off my butt and play some Cave Story. They were talking about how, it's one of these adventures where you travel back, revisit areas you've been to before, and you can go new places.
Yeah, it's kind of like the classic like Metro style game where it's like it's a 2D side-scrolling action game, but you still have this sense of adventure. You walk around, you sort of like adventure off, try to look for new hidden items and things like that, and going back and forth, and that's how you sort of enjoy this game. It's kind of different from like the real like latest like 3D action games out there, but it has like this classic like charm to it that's a little different from what's out here right now.
Very cool. Now, so we're seeing our protagonist get a little bit stomped here, but we also see, if you look in the upper left-hand corner, folks, you see a health bar, but I'm also seeing level 3. Is that a weapon stat, or do you level up yourself?
That is the weapon level stat. So like you start off at level 1, and then the more of these little crystals you acquire, the level of the weapons will increase, and it'll get stronger, and also the visual effects will change. For instance, like a rocket launcher, you start off shooting like a single round, but if it turns up to like level 3, you'll shoot like a couple rounds at a time and things like that.
Cool, very cool. Folks there seems to be a little confusion in the chat room as we have mentioned previous releases of WiiWare and DSiWare. The version of Cave Story we're looking at is Cave Story 3D. It's coming out for the 3DS.
3DS.
And it's going to be a retail box title.
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
Okay, just want to clear you folks up on that.
Yeah, it's not a downloadable game. It's a actual retail package title.
And it's a lengthy adventure.
Yeah, it's quite long. The game itself has a lot of adventuring and storytelling, so it will have about, say, about 20 hours of gameplay. And then if you want to go through all the hidden secrets, it's going to take you quite a bit to like beat everything, because some of the last like hidden rounds really hard, and it's pretty challenging. So you're gonna have to be pretty skilled to
in terms of like the enemies in your way.
Yeah,
or
the enemies, the stages. It's really tough. So you're gonna have to like sort of practice and try to get your skills up to like beat the game.
Now I've seen a few items appear: charcoal, jellyfish juice. Are these sort of do these help you out, or do you trade them, or how do you use the items?
It's part of like the progression of the game. Like say like if you need to get into like a certain area of the stage, you might have to collect certain items and like use that to like open up like doors and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot of like storytelling and like adventuring that you'll have to do.
Well, it seems like 3DS owners are in store, should be getting pretty excited to experience this classic adventure.
Absolutely.
Now, Jack, before we wrap up, is there anything else you wanted to mention about Cave Story 3D?
Well, there's going to be a lot of additional features to this game, and a little surprise for the classic like fans of the original series. So they probably should look out for that. And then I just wanted to say that the game will be coming out later this year in August. So if they could sort of look forward to it, it'll be awesome.
Great, Jack. Thanks so much for bringing by Cave Story 3D. Folks, you can look for that on store shelves in August.